right, welcome back to another episode of Power 5 Picks. We are on to Wednesday's slate of college bowl games, and our first game up is actually kicking off in a couple hours. It is between Virginia Tech and Tulane. This is kicking off at 2 p.m. Eastern Time in the Military Bowl that's taking place in Annapolis, Maryland. Virginia Tech is a 10.5 point favorite in this game. The over-under is sitting at 43.5. Ethan, it's been a pleasure as always going through all these bowl games with you. This one's a tough one. We have an 11-2 Tulane team that lost their final game of the season to SMU in I believe, the American Conference Championship. Virginia Tech 6-6, yet they're getting 10.5 points. They're receiving 10.5 points. I'm blaming that because of Tulane's multiple opt-outs. We're seeing Pratt, who has been their kind of guy the last 2 years, got Tulane into that New Year's Six Bowl last year, almost did it this year, just came up a bit short, but he's entering the draft. I'm seeing their quarterback 2 is transferring, seeing wide receiver 1 entering the draft, tight end 1 is transferring, and their 2 best defensive linemen are out. As for Virginia Tech, I'm not seeing a whole lot. I'm seeing their tight ends gone, and possibly a starting cornerback. But besides that, Tulane has a lot of guys out. So I think that's partly why it's a 10.5 point spread. So that definitely scares me a little bit. I have not had a whole lot of success recently. I know me and you are kind of in a dry spell with bets. So I'm going to send it off to you first to try to navigate this game. And hopefully we're on the right side.
Yeah, I don't love this game. Like you said, ice cold. I mean, I've not hit a bowl game bet yet, actually. I think my record on the show is still pretty good, but the games I've actually been betting have not hit a single one. So I'm going to stay away from this game. I'm going to try to be extremely selective down the stretch with some of these Power 5 schools playing and see if I can rally off a couple in a row here. But my lean in this game is Tulane plus the 10.5. Just think it's too many points. Like you mentioned, Pratt out. I saw Fat Watts is out, their receiver. Another receiver, like you mentioned. All the opt-outs are, as you said, what made Tulane an underdog in this game and a double-digit underdog at that. Just think it's too many points here. Not super impressed with Virginia Tech on the year, just kind of an up and down season, getting to 6-6. And then Tulane, 11-2. They did lose that last game to SMU, like you mentioned. I just think they're going to want to go out with a win here, end that season with 12 wins. Yeah, I think the effort from the backups are going to be too much in this game. Not sure if they're going to get there outright, but I think they hang within 10.5 points here.
Well, unfortunately, I'm on Virginia Tech, and I'll just tell you what's kind of going on in my head here. You get a 6-6 team against a 11-2 team. So you would think a bunch of casuals would be like, oh, 11-2 against 6-6, give me Tulane 10.5. That seems easy. But then I think you also get a bunch of casuals and see that, oh, Tulane starting quarterbacks out, Tulane starting wide receivers out, Tulane's going to start a 3rd or 4th string quarterback. Oh, give me Virginia Tech. So I can't diagnose what's going on with public bets on a majority of these bowl games. So I'm just going to hope people take a little less time in looking at opt-outs and just look at record wise. And I'm gonna take Virginia Tech at 10.5 because quite honestly, that's disgusting. And I saw right before I got on, this might have moved to 11. It might have came back down to 11 or 10.5. Again, we are recording these a couple hours before the games. A couple other games we are recording are a couple days before. So the lines might be moving a little bit. If you have questions about those, comment in the videos and we'll try to get back to you hopefully before those games start, just to see if we would still take our bets at those current lines. But I'm going to go Virginia Tech simply because I think people are going to do a little less due diligence and just see record-wise and hammer Tulane. So that's my only thought process. Again, I'm pretty cold, ice cold in all my bets, but college football yesterday was not great. But yeah, I'm going to take a swing on Virginia Tech. This is the first game of the slate today. We do have 3 more games tonight. So we will have 3 more videos over on our YouTube. Make sure you do check those out. And again, we have videos. I say this every episode, but we have videos the entire bowl season. We are doing a preview for every single game. And when we get closer to that New Year's Day, we're going to have some longer previews, hopefully a little more in-depth previews, and hopefully a little bit more winners for you guys. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listening to cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast. Better win green.